Hey guys, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts, and I'm coming on today for my Masculine Monday card share. As I mentioned in my last video in this series, I'm trying to push myself to make some more masculine themed cards. I have a lot of paper and stamps that I have purchased with the intention of doing more masculine cards, but it seems like I never get around to them. So I figure if I gave myself a push to do this little video series, that would help me use them. So for today's cards, I did birthday cards, and I had two sets of these, and I know it's really hard to tell what they were, but these were like old car, they were those gold outline stickers. So I had two sets of these, and each set had two of the same style of car, and they were facing different directions. So I wanted to use those, so I made 8 cards. I don't know if I'll do anything with these little stickers that say old timer. I might put those on the envelopes that go with these cards. There are only 6 of them, which kind of gives me a little OCD anxiety, but it is what it is. And to go with that, from the same brand, I also had these pinstripe stickers. I did pick these up at a local scrapbook store. They have a whole collection of these. She actually has some that are plains too that are really cool. As an example, I also have these red sparkly ones. I'm sure with the glare it's hard to see. And then I have these blue ones, which are really cool. Like, I don't know, it's almost like a matte blue. But I picked those up as well. But so I used these along with those car stickers. So here is the card, and I'll go over what else I used. But that is one style of the card there. They're pretty cool stickers. I don't normally use stickers. I like to stamp and color images, but this gave me an excuse to make a really simple, but I think it looks pretty elegant but masculine card. So the car sticker is just stuck down to this really cool panel here, which is from this stitched nested labels dies from Stampin' Up. I bought this at one of the yard sales I've been to recently, but it does these really cool shapes with just this piercing detail around the edges. So I just mounted it on that, and that's up on some foam on either edge to hold it above this strip behind it, which is gray cardstock that I embossed with this mini 3D embossing folder from Tim Holtz. I used this one because I do have the larger one, but the images are small enough that you can still tell what they are even though there's not a lot of them showing. So I embossed that, and then I hit it with just on the top with a little bit of black soot just to bring out some of those details. And that is on top of a strip of black cardstock where I used those pinstripe stickers. So those add a little bit more gold elegance to the card. And then all of that is on top of a sheet of paper that I have in my loose 12 by 12 paper stash. I used to scrapbook a lot, and so I have a very large stash of just individual sheets of paper. And so when I couldn't find anything in any of the masculine paper pads I had that was in kind of the right color or style that I wanted, I found a couple of sheets, and it's hard to tell because it's mostly covered up, but it was basically a really distressed kind of a harlequin pattern, and it's kind of a soft greenish gray. So I really like the way that those colors look on here, so it worked. And then that is cut out with this die set again, this pierced rectangles that I use all the time. You guys are probably tired of seeing that. And then the sentiment is from this set from Hero Arts. It's got a lot of different birthday sets, but this happy birthday is separate. I don't know if I cut it or if it came like that. I honestly can't remember. When there's a strip like that, I am not afraid to cut in between so that I can stack them or use them in more ways. They still work just fine. It's just that they're not right together. And I gold embossed those to tie them into the rest of the card, and just layered them up on black and gray cardstock again. And then down here, there are some Nuvo dots. These are the vintage dots. I will show you on the other cards. For those of you who don't know, I live in Phoenix and it was very, very hot this weekend. And so my AC is clicking on more than usual. And for the first time, I had a really hard time with these Nuvo dots. They actually got some lumps in them as they dried. It was really frustrating because I hadn't seen it before. And that's the only thing I can think of, because it's not a very old bottle. And I've definitely used it before. And as you can see, this one dried really smooth. But the other ones definitely have some lumps in them. But I figure guys aren't as picky as girls, and so maybe they won't notice on these cards. But it was really unfortunate. So I'm going to go back to making my Nuvo drops separately. I like to make the dots on a non-stick sheet and then pop them off and glue them down so that if there is that kind of a problem, it's not stuck to my card. This time I didn't do that and I paid the price. So, but then the inside of the card has another sentiment that's from this set as well, and it just says, "Relax, vintage is totally cool right now." So I thought that would be funny for, you know, the vintage car and all of my much older friends. So, like I said, the cars did face different directions. So but the style of the card is the same. I just flipped it to the other side. So, and as you can see, like, see how bumpy those are? I don't know, it's super frustrating. I did try hitting one with my heat tool to see if I could get it to smooth out, and it just started to bubble. So I pushed it back down with the back of my tweezers, and I guess I'll just move on. Some of them aren't too bad, but definitely something to consider in the future here. I will probably, like I said, just keep making my dots separately and then popping them off and gluing them down. All right, so that is my stack of masculine cards for today, and hopefully I will see you next week with another set. All right, have a great week. Bye-bye.